So VOLT stands for the Volunteer Orientation and Leadership Training Program. And really, to me, it means three things. First is trying to identify leaders within ASME. Secondly, trying to identify roles that inspire those leaders to become future members of the ASME volunteer program. And thirdly, to provide them with training so that they can be great leaders and support the mission of ASME. So there are a number of VOLT training activities. I can highlight a few. I think for early career engineers, there's a program called the Eclipse program. So this is a program that early career engineers with 3 to 10 years of experience can apply to. And when accepted, they get placed into some high visibility roles within ASME. So they're given a mentor and they're given a project, and they can be on a committee or on the board and learn about what ASME does and see how they can have an impact within the organization. We also, at the annual meeting and at the international conference, we have volunteer training sessions. They vary by topic every year. This most recent one was about the leaders of 2050, so thinking about who are our future leaders, maybe even going beyond millennials, Generation Z, how do we engage those individuals and how do they become leaders in our organization. We additionally do training for, I guess, more seasoned staff. So we do training, the cross-sector leadership training, which tries to grab individuals from the various divisions and various committees to really cross-pollinate along ASME and try to come up with projects that are kind of interdisciplinary between the various committees that we have. And one of our more recent programs is the new chair training. So for those that are coming on as chairs of committees, trying to train them to become better leaders, to engage and hold proactive meetings and give them the skills they need to be successful. It varies depending on what the particular workshop or activity is, and of course those that are participating. And we try to have very diverse groups in our organization, or excuse me, in our meetings. And really, some of it is presentations by senior level staff at ASME, or excuse me, senior level volunteers. And some of it is interactive. So we have workshop activities where we might break down into groups and practice preparing for a meeting, practice your communication skills, and try to build some of those skills that we want our future leaders to have. One other key item about VOLT is really it's a partnership between the volunteers and ASME staff. And so the volunteers deliver a lot of the content and are active members of our sessions and our meetings, but it's really ASME staff that does a lot of the behind the scenes preparation and helping us to make effective meetings. So I think the first VOLT activity I participated in was the Cross-Sector Leadership Conference. And it was a great eye-opening experience for me. As part of that, I learned about ASME structure, learned about kind of the policies that ASME has, and then learned a lot about the other parts of ASME that I didn't really know that much about, codes and standards, some of the conferences that we put on, and kind of understand what larger ASME does. And so through that, I was really excited by the opportunity to engage, particularly early career engineers, and so that's why I kind of accepted a position on the executive committee of VOLT. And for me, being a part of planning some of these sessions and also partaking in the sessions, I think I've learned to exercise a lot of the leadership muscles that might not be the same as I typically use in my industry. So learning some new ideas of how to approach the teams that I manage, and just different ways to approach people for effective leadership. And of course, volunteering and leadership in a volunteer organization is quite different than a lot of what we do in industry.